Hi, this is Russ Martin from the Global Digital Strategies team, and I just wanted to take a moment to explain a little bit more about some of the pieces of our vision map and our wildly important goals. So one of the things we use as our framework for ministry in our construct called Known and Moving is this idea of going from exposures to engagements to connections. And we're not just satisfied with people coming to our websites and our mobile apps and our digital experiences. We really want to engage them. And what we mean by that is that they become known and moving. So known is this process of becoming identified, meaning that you opt in. We know your name, we know something about you, and we can contact you again. That's the process of identification. And then moving means that we know where you're at on our scale of belief. And based on the activity we've seen you do, we can place you into one of the thresholds on our scale of belief. So unaware, curious, follower, or guide. And the identified and the placed together form what we call engagement. And so based on that definition, we can then know how many people in our digital ecosystem have we identified and placed. And so we know how many people are identified and placed in the unaware category, how many people are identified and placed in the curious, and same with followers and guides. Now, when you think, though, about someone being placed into one of those buckets, and if we know them, we've identified them, it's actually possible that it's only them interacting with the brand. And one of the classic examples of that is when someone signs up for an email autoresponder series, or some of our teams in Africa now are responding with delivering this type of content through a drip campaign on WhatsApp. So every day someone gets a WhatsApp message. And in this sense, we know that someone, based on the content that they're getting, is a follower or a guide, kind of based on the content. And we know who they are. They've opted in because we have their mobile number or we have their email, and they're getting regular content from us. So from that perspective, they're identified and placed. They're engaged. They're identified and placed, which means that they're engaged. But the relationship is with the brand. And so we want to take that one step further, and we want to see someone actually get connected with another person, another human being. That could be online, it could be offline, that's going to help them in their journey. So sometimes that happens through one of our app experiences like Mission Hub. Sometimes that happens through one of our products like the Mentor Ministry or the Mentor Center. Sometimes that happens through a chat on a website or a WhatsApp conversation between someone that's responding to personally to someone. But nonetheless, we want to move people through this exposed, engaged, connected paradigm, because we believe that when someone is paired up in relationship with someone that they know and trust, that those are really good conditions for spiritual growth to happen. Now, in some of our digital mission trips, for example, the context of the mission trip is just going to be that those things are all sort of happening at the same time. And by definition, everyone that becomes engaged is already connected because of the way that we're surfacing people and contacts. And I should say one other thing about activities. You know, we often talk about spiritual conversations, gospel presentations, and how many people prayed to receive Christ. All of those sorts of things are happening with engaged people. And if you've got someone sharing the gospel, that means they're connected somehow with that person. And then that's an activity that's happening as a result of that connection that's made between two different people that are engaged. And we can keep track of those activities. Those are important in lots of different ministry contexts, but that's how they relate to the exposed, engaged, connected paradigm. Anyways, hope that's helpful. That's all for now.